Hey all you weebs, and today I'll be reviewing Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony. Just as a bit of a word of warning, this video might not be the best quality, especially sound-wise, compared to some of my other videos. Granted, none of them are all that good, but it's because I'm making this on my tablet as compared to my phone, which I usually do them on, mostly because I ran out of space on my phone from saving too much fan art. And also, this video will be spoiler-free, so no worries there. So getting right into it, to begin the story, Danganronpa V3's story is incredible. It follows a similar premise to the first two games of the series, that being about 16 teenagers trapped in a school and who are forced to kill each other. However, it has its own unique twists to the formula. Let me just say that I enjoyed this from start to finish, and it was one of the most engaging things I have ever experienced in my life. I was always on the edge of my seat, and the mystery itself is so great, and I love all the answers that are given to you. Not to mention, this game has an absolutely phenomenal ending. I know there are a lot of people who don't like it, and I can kind of see why, as it is definitely something that would bother a lot of people. Personally though, I loved it so much. It's the perfect way to end a series. When I first saw it, I was kinda meh on it, but as time's gone on, it's grown on me so much, and it's one of my all-time favorite endings ever. Possibly my all-time favorite just in general, really. But aside from just that, I think all the chapters are very strong. Chapter 5 in particular was amazing, and the trial in it is probably my second favorite in the series. My favorite is probably the 5th trial in Danganronpa 2, by the way. But what really makes this game as engaging as it is, of course, like with the other games, the phenomenal character cast. The character cast in this game is very large, like with the other games in the series. However, that's not an issue, as I think they're all very well developed and stand out. To begin with, we have the main protagonist, Kaede Akamatsu. Yep, that's right, we have a female protagonist this time. Yes! If you're wondering why I'm happy about this, it's because, well, I just happen to like female protagonists a lot. There aren't very many of them outside of shoujo, and usually when they are the protagonists, they have a lot more personality than a lot of male protagonists out there. And Kaede is definitely a great example of a female protagonist. I really love her a lot. She has so much personality and is just so sweet that you just want to give her a hug the entire time. I instantly fell in love with her from the moment I first saw the first scene she was in. She's so funny and charismatic and just such a great character in general. She's a gal who just truly cares for her friends and, well, just is really inspiring and really pure also. Oh, also I forgot to mention this earlier, but her talent is the ultimate pianist, something I quite like myself as I am a fan of piano. And man, I ain't gonna lie, she's got some pretty good taste in music. Next up is the ultimate detective, Shuichi Saihara. Shuichi is a very shy boy who's not very confident in himself. However, he is such a sweet and pure cinnamon roll. He's considered the main love interest, and love does play a very big part in this game. Man, the romances in Danganronpa, I just can't help but love. They're just really cute. Okay, I like cute things. I'm a girl. I can like cute things, man. But really, the romance in this game made me cry multiple times. It's that touching. Yeah, that's something that should be mentioned. This game is really emotional. More so than all the other entries in the series, which is saying a lot, because those were emotional as well. Let me just say that it well deserves the Utsuge tag that it has on VNDB. While I may admit that in more recent times I've been more prone to crying, this game made me just straight up depressed. But that's a good thing, as it shows just how powerful the writing is. So yeah, Shuichi is a really great character. Next up, we have the ultimate supreme leader, Kokichi Oma, the token rival character of the game, and who I affectionately call a gremlin child. Now first off, let me just say I can relate to Kokichi because we're both extremely short. But he is also a fantastic character. He's kind of like a mix of Byakuya from the first game and Komaeda from the second game, where you take Byakuya's kinda smug nature and mix it with Komaeda's gayness. Which is basically to say that Kokichi is an extremely entertaining character. He has this whole thing about him revolving around lies, and that just makes it everything he says so fun to read, and you're always wondering if what he's saying is the truth or not. But yeah, I guess it should be mentioned that lies is the main theme of Danganronpa V3, and I think it really reflects that very well. And in my opinion, Kokichi is the embodiment of this theme. Sasuga Saihara-chan! Next up is the ultimate mom, ultimate maid, Kirimitojo. And if you couldn't tell by the fact that she's voiced by Kikuko Inoue, she's the kind of group mom of the gang. She's very cool, calm, collected, and mature, and is always on top of things, and ready to help people whenever they need it. As a fan of maids, yeah, you can probably assume that I liked her a lot. And she's a very fascinating character as well. I won't go into spoilers, but she's just really interesting. You'll just have to find out why yourself, man. Then there's Himiko Yumeno, the ultimate magician, or as she prefers to be called, the ultimate mage. Relatable. Himiko is a phenomenal character who gets so much character development that by the end of the game, she feels like a fully mature and totally different person. In a good way. However, at the start, she's very quiet, unsociable, and, well, lazy. She doesn't really try to make friends or anything like that, and usually just replies with the usual, yeah. But like I said, she gets really great development, and I really cared about her towards the very end. Though I will admit, why the heck did Spike Chunsoft reference my creation, the Magic Castle? I made that back in 2016 when I was super obsessed with rants. What up with that, man? Probably a coincidence, but still. What the heck did I mean by that? I'm still obsessed with rants now. Anyways, though, I really love Himiko. She's cute, she's precious, she's pure, and she's my daughteru. Next up, we got Maya Sakamoto. Whoa! Maki Harukawa, the ultimate child caregiver. Maki is tied with Kaede for my favorite female character in V3. At first, I liked Maki because I liked her talent, I love her seiyuu, and her design is great as well. However, as time went on, she just got better and better and better. My reasons for loving her do tie into another character who I'll get into later, but suffice to say, she was a huge reason as to why I love this game so much. And, like Himiko, she also develops a lot. Then there's Sokono Danshi! Tenko Kabashira, the ultimate Aikido master. Tenko was very talented, having developed her own version of Kido called Neo Aikido. She is also very outgoing and friendly, well, at least to girls. When it comes to guys, she kinda sees them as degenerates. While I wasn't too big on Tenko at first, she grew on me, and I did really like her by the end. I really love her philosophy on life and emotions and how you should let said emotions out. And overall, I just think she's a really likable character. She's a fan favorite for a pretty good reason. Then there's Samuki Shirogan, the ultimate cosplayer. Samuki is a character I have mixed feelings on. Don't get me wrong, I still like her, but she is probably my least favorite of the main characters. She just doesn't really stand out compared to the other characters. Though ironically, her being the most, well, as she would say, plain of them all does make her stand out. If that makes any sort of sense at all, I'm not sure it does. But don't get me wrong, I still like her, and she's still a very interesting character. Then we have the ultimate artist Anji Yonagawa. Anji's a very odd girl, claiming that she herself is an avatar of Atua, which, from what I can tell, is basically a Hawaiian god of sorts. I might be wrong on that fact, please don't get mad at me. Anji's another character who I have kinda mixed feelings on, but I do ultimately like her. She does do some questionable things, but said things are admittedly understandable when you think about them in the long run. However, I have seen a number of players be annoyed by her. In my eyes, though, I think she's just really sweet, and only wants the best for others. Then we have the final gal we'll be talking about, Ryu Iruma, the ultimate inventor, aka Ore-sama-kue! I actually don't know if she says like Suge or Kokue or what have you. Someone please help me. I mean, both do fit well with her personality, but whatever. Miu is a character who I did not think I would like, and I ended up loving. She's very vulgar, saying a lot of really sexual things, and is also kind of a slut as well, but for some reason, I just find that really charming and funny. And I find the contrast between her very brash personality and her very timid side being really great as well. She's a very unpredictable character who's very fun to watch. And I think she does deserve the sort of fan favorite status that she has. Now we have my favorite character, Kaito Momota. He is the ultimate astronaut and an absolutely phenomenal character in every way possible. It's quite odd though that he's my favorite, as characters like Kaede and Kokichi definitely do play more into my tastes, but Kaito the underdog was my favorite. He's an absolute bro and a really tragic character when you get down to it. However, he doesn't let the tragedy hit him and still does his best to get through the events and make it out alive. I know there are a lot of people who hate him, but you people are wrong and don't bother understanding characters. Ugh. I don't want to get into it to avoid spoilers, but the criticisms regarding him are really dumb. Where Kaito truly shines, though, is his relationship with the aforementioned Maki. While the relationship starts out kind of rocky, they later grow to become the best of friends and later develop feelings for each other as well, with Kaito helping Maki come out of her shell. It's one of my favorite romances I've ever seen in a visual novel, and it says a lot because it's not even the main romance. That's not to say the main romance is bad, by the way. I think I already made it pretty clear that I ship Shuichi and Kaede hardcore. Kaito is a lot like characters such as Junpei Iori from Persona 3 and Kazuma Kuwabara from Yu Yu Hakusho, where despite being the best friend of visual novel type character, they still have a love interest. And I really love when that happens. Kaito absolutely made this game for me. I really just loved him so much, and he's one of my all-time favorite characters ever. Ryoma Hoshi is the ultimate tennis pro. Despite his, well, odd looks, he's actually a pretty chill guy and really cool as well. And along with that, you really do feel bad for him. I won't lie though, the fact that he's voiced by Akio Asuka, aka Rago Kurasuma, is very funny to me. Yuki wa doko da, my man? Speaking of chill guys and only you, we have Rantaro Amami. Well, actually, he doesn't remember what his ultimate talent was. Rantaro is an absolutely fascinating character. He is very important to the overall story, so don't overlook him. And especially don't overlook him because he's voiced by Hikaru Midorikawa. What? Good seiyuu though. Good seiyuu though. Then there's Gonta Gokuhara, the ultimate entomologist, and as I like to call him, the ultimate pure boy. Gonta was raised in the woods by wolves. However, while he is very strong and has a strong connection to animals, especially bugs, he doesn't have the best communication skills, with him talking in third person and not having the best grammar. But that his bad communication doesn't matter at all because he's literally the biggest sweetheart in the entire series. He just wants to be a gentleman and to make people happy. This is why he is the literal GOAT. I seriously just cannot overstate how absolutely lovable Gonta is. And now we're on to probably the most hated character of the game, Kurikiyo Shinguji. Kurikiyo is the ultimate anthropologist, which is a talent I really like a lot. Honestly, I don't really understand the hate for him. Yes, while I can kinda see why people might think he's a bit creepy, I think that just goes with his overall talent of being an anthropologist and probably having a lot of knowledge on very creepy things. However, I personally found him to be a really interesting character. And I think we can all agree that his design is really, really great. The final student is Kibo, the ultimate robot, or otherwise known as K1B0. I really like Kibo a lot. He's a really cute and fun character, and I've always liked robot characters as well. And he is very pure as well, up there with Yumeno and Gonta, and just how much of a pure cinnamon roll he is. He's another character who plays a very important part in the plot, and all the foreshadowing related to him is so great. For some reason I've seen a lot of hate for Kibo, but I have never been able to understand that whatsoever. I love him, man. Just appreciate him. He's cute, man. Why can't you guys be simple like me and be like, cute boys equals good, whoa. Of course, we can't go without mentioning the main mascot of the series, Monokuma. If you're watching this video, you probably already know who Monokuma is, but for the three who don't, Monokuma is basically the headmaster of, well, why is my cat coming in? Coco! Coco, what are you up to? And now my cat is sitting on my bed. But yeah, Monokuma is the headmaster of, in this game, the juvenile gifted, I can't remember the name, crap. Academy for Gifted Juveniles, that's what it is. But yeah, Monokuma's an insanely fun character and very unpredictable. He's just great to watch, man. I could literally watch anything with him and it'd probably be really entertaining. Also in this game he says that he hates Sonic, so that automatically makes him one of my favorite mascots ever. I mean, man, he might kill my waifus, but he's got some pretty good takes. Now, while I'm not going to go into them individually because A, my throat is starting to hurt, and B, they're just kind of better to be talked about as a group, there's the Monocubs. They consist of Monotaro, Monosuke, Monofani, Monodum, and Monokid. I have mixed feelings on them. Like, on one hand, yeah, they are pretty funny, but on the other, they can get kind of annoying, especially when you're trying to, say, get along the plot, and they show up with their "Oh, ha, Kuma!" and "Bye, Kuma!" I will say, though, the fact that all of them, yes, even the girl, are voiced by Koichi Yamadera is pretty funny to me. I'd say my favorite is Monodum, but I also like Monokid, if only because he has this one line that's like, "Hell yeah!" that is just really funny. Now on to gameplay, because yes, this game actually has gameplay. It's pretty... Oh, there goes my cat. I guess she got tired of me talking about weeb stuff. Or actually, I think she's just messing around under my desk. I'm too busy to worry about that right now, man. Sorry about that, I just got distracted. Haha, ADD, isn't it great? But anyways, yeah, the gameplay in this game is great. I won't show any images in order to avoid spoilers, but it is really just fun in general, and great. I'm sorry, I'm having a lot of trouble talking right now, and I don't know why. It fixes a lot of the gameplay issues I've had with the previous games, and adds in some more mini-games to the Clash Trials to make them more fun. Not to say the ones in the previous games were bad at all, just so you know, they were still great. In particular, the scrum debates are one of the best things in the entire series. Not only are they really fun to play, they look super cool as well, and it's really understandable why there's so many memes of it. This game's a lot like Persona 5, where it just is really stylish. And on top of that, there's also a lot of post-game content as well, namely a board game sort of thing called the Ultimate Talent Development Plan, and an RPG that plays similarly to Dragon Quest games called Monokuma's Test. Both I really like a lot, and add a lot more replay value? I don't know if that's the right term, but you can play the game a lot longer because of it. On top of that, there's also casino minigames, which can help you get prizes like themes and items and skills. These minigames are pretty fun, except for when you have to play Outlaw Run for like 5 hours straight and still don't get the S rank. Seriously, everyone talks about how Treasure Hunter Monolith is like the hardest minigame, but honestly that's Babby mode compared to Outlaw Run. But anyways, speaking of style, let's get on to the graphics of this game. The graphics of this game are great, with tons of CGs and character portraits. And I love the character designs. Riku Matsuzaki is an excellent illustrator, and his designs really stand out amongst all the other sort of anime, visual novel, game characters, whatever you want to call them. While they are quite unique and odd, I think that's what makes them really special, and this game is no exception. I will say though that a few of the CGs do look a little wonky. I mean, I'm pretty sure we've all seen that baby Kaede CG that I'm posting right now. However, I think every visual novel has some CGs that look kinda off, and it's not that big of a deal because I find enjoyment out of funny CGs. And no, the CGs being kinda wonky does not mean that it is rushed. I don't get why people try to use that as evidence. Even some of the best visual novels ever made, like Clannad or Sengoku Rants, have kind of derpy CGs. That's just a thing that happens in visual novels. But yeah, this game has great graphics. Also, I'm realizing the audio quality of this is really inconsistent, and I'm really sorry about that. Now for the soundtrack, I enjoyed it quite a lot. It has a nice mix of very mysterious and cool music, real just awesome music, and more calm music. And every single song perfectly fits the scene that it's in. Also, I don't know why I'm suddenly having so many problems talking. In particular, the song Moon on the Water is really great at conveying the atmosphere of the scenes it's used in. Though, of course, the best song in the soundtrack, and I'm pretty sure everyone else who has played V3 will agree with this, is Clair de Lune. Yes, while it is just a remix of a pre-existing song, the song is just heartbreaking and plays into the most emotional scenes in the game. The voice acting is, just as you'd expect from a Japanese visual novel, great. It has a mix of very well-known and less well-known seiyus, however all of them play their parts perfectly and not a single character sounded off. Megumi Hayashibara in particular does a phenomenal job voicing Shuichi, and Hiroshi Monono does a great job voicing Kokichi. It should be noted that Monokuma has a different seiyuu from the previous games, and while it did kind of feel off to me at first, the new seiyuu does a good job filling in for the old one. Of course, Oyama's portrayal of Monokuma is about as perfect of a portrayal as any character can have, but his new seiyuu does a good job as well, and doesn't try to, well, basically replace them completely, or become a pure imitation, but instead just have the role and do it their own way. Unsure if that wording really made sense, but yeah. As for the English dub, haha, just kidding, I didn't play this game dubbed. What do you think I am? I'm Cecilia is a weeb. I play all my stuff in Japanese, except for some things that I do like dubbed, because Final Fantasy and Yu Yu Hakusho and Fatal Fury sound good dubbed. I can't really think of very many other things that I prefer dubbed. Nihongo is a blessing to us all, aside from the fact that it is very hard to read. But yeah, I can't judge the dub because I'm biased against it, and also because I didn't play it in the dub. I'm sure if you're a dub-only person, it's fine enough, but you know how I am. So in conclusion, I loved Danganronpa V3. I loved absolutely everything about it. It goes beyond being one of my favorite visual novels, and it's just one of my favorite stories ever made. To me, it's the most perfect way to end a series. And really, words can't describe just how much I loved this. I highly recommend you check it out, provided that you have played the other two games in the series and watched the Danganronpa 3 anime. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this review. I know I've been kind of slow in uploading things lately, but I mean, school has started for me, so things have been rough. If you have any suggestions of things to review though, I'm happy to hear them. Just not now, because my throat really hurts a lot. Bye, weebs.